Okay, raise your hand if this is your first meeting. First team call. Oh, Carrie, oh, Dana. Anybody else? First team call? Rachel. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you guys hopped on. I see lots of stylists I've seen before and lots of leaders, so it's good to see so many faces. If you guys are willing to keep your cameras on, it's a lot more fun for the people talking to see faces, I will tell you. So right now, my screen, I have all faces except 3 in this window. And when I scroll over, I still do. So tonight, you guys are pretty good. Sometimes I can have 2 faces to all names, and it's definitely not as fun. I did notice when when high school started this year, they make them turn their cameras on now, which is nice, because I can't imagine you teachers who teach to the black screen with the names, because I know as a grown up on these meetings, it's no fun. So I don't care what your hair looks like. I don't care if you're in your pajamas. It's okay. All right. So the first thing I want to do is talk about our last month, you guys. September, once again, is if you just joined, I don't know if you know, but we've just been blowing things out of the water with COVID just made Color Street. We were already on this pretty fast-paced I can never say the word. Why do I even try? Ramp up. And we even ramped up faster. I mean, we just flew in like crazy. So, you know, during July and August, we had these phenomenal knock it out of the park numbers. And then in September, we kind of started to see things a little bit come back to normal, but the normal is still like crazy huge. So our monthly sales for just our team last month, you guys, were $1,201,481. So it's still our 3rd highest month ever. We sold close to $900,000 in September than we did last year. I mean, that's a heck of a lot more. So it's just amazing to me what you guys are doing with this polish. So I'm going to go over some different numbers because we have to be able to cheer people on because we have to celebrate you guys. So if you sold what we call, if you're new, BQ means you sold $300, you become bonus qualified. Just to give you a quick nugget, what does bonus qualified even do? What does it mean? Well, if you have a team, you have to be bonus qualified if you ever want to make money from that team. You have to sell $300. I feel it's $300 is going to make you about $75. So if you came in the business, you probably want to make some money. So my guess is you probably want to sell at least $300 in a month if you want to make about $75 a month. To me, it's one party. It keeps your head in the game. It keeps you with the business. Even if you don't want to go full-time or big time or build this big, huge team, doing $300 a month just kind of keeps you there and keeps you involved in the business, making a little bit of money and keeping up with doing nail bars and having customers and in your VIP group. So anybody who sold $300, put your hand up. You could have sold more, but I want to see 300. Let's see all those hands. We have more and more people coming in. We should see a lot of hands. That's amazing. All right, who here sold $600 or more? $600 gets us into enhanced commission where you're earning that extra paycheck in a month. That's awesome. Look at all those hands still. We got 75 people on here and lots of hands up. Okay, if you want, in the chat below, feel free to type your name and you can say 300, 600, you could say what you sold so people can see it. Raise your hand or keep your hand up if you sold $1,000. Because let me tell you, I have a full page of names of people who sold $1,000 that you guys are going to be getting, that I'll be emailing and posting. There's a lot of people who sold $1,000. We call that our comma club. It's pretty exciting to be in the comma club. All right. So again, if you're in comma club, type it in the chat. We want to see that. Anybody in the comma club, get your name in there. Who sold 1,500 or more? Keep your hand up. I'm seeing hands still. I love it. All right. How about 2,000 enough? Get those hands up. Oh my gosh, look at them still. Look at those hands that are still up. All right, how about 2,500 and up? Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Get your names down there. All right, how about 3,000 and up? Holy cow. I see Ashley, I see Haley. I'm looking. Those are the only hands I'm seeing right now. Oh, Dar, you gave like a finger wave. All right, I'm gonna read you guys our top 20 names. There was a time when we would do the top 20 and your name would be like number one if you sold $1,000, but this team is like fully accelerated and that doesn't happen anymore. I mean, it's insane what the numbers are now. So our 20th on our team, you guys, Stephanie Richardson. And I'm just going to give her number so you can see where our baseline is for number 20. And then I'm not going to give numbers again until we get our top 5. Stephanie Richardson, $3,303. Number 20, you guys, over 3,000. So Stephanie, if you're on this call, get those hands up. We're going to keep doing silent cheers like this till our top 5, and then I'm taking you guys off mute. All right, number 19, Christy LaRue, who promoted as well. Number 18, Devin Millay. Number 17, Tracy Wilson. Number 16, Jessica Elliott. Number 15, Erica Johnson. Number 14, Jill Solers. We're still in the 3,000 mark. Number 13, Laura Haynes. Number 12, Ashley. Oh, Ashley, I should be able to say your name by now. You're on here all the time. Muscagni. Number 11, Heather Roman. Number 10, Mary Blair. Number 9, Jill Keith. Number 8, Haley Cameron. Number 7, Rachel Sprinkle. Number 6, Deb Meeks. Okay, all you guys get your names down in the chat and tell us what you sold. And you know what, wait, I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna say from 8 on because that was our jump. Oh my gosh, Jill Keith, if you're on this call, you missed the 4,000 level by 6 cents. She was $3,999.08. So she missed it by, sorry, 92 cents. Okay, so Haley Cameron comes in at number 8. So I'm gonna unmute. All right, with $4,254. Number 7, Rachel, $4,266. Unbelievable. $4,297. Number 5, Jessica Mitchell, $4,797. So now we get to number 4 and we jump up again. Number 4, Kristen McCartney, $5,009. $11 to $14. All right. It's insane. Number 3, Courtney Huther, $5,512. All right, and number 2, we take a big jump from 5,500 to number 2, Darlene Lavoie with 7,000.
Yay, Dar!
And number 1, Janice Hayes, 9,172.
Oh, Janice!
Wow.
Amazing.
Awesome.
All you guys, get your names in there with your amounts. You guys need some shout outs. So congrats to you. All right. I know I hate it silent, but actually it's kind of quiet. Let's see if we can keep going. Okay. So oh no, don't tell, oh. My one thing printed up this way and then I reprinted and it cut names off. And this font is super teeny. It's like font, I don't know, 4 if that's a thing. Okay, we had 39 new senior stylists, you guys, 39. I'm reading the names fast. Michaela Burnham, Sarah Perry, Jennifer Stouffer, Carissa Clampett, Amanda Gregory, Megan Knight, Priscilla Trujillo, Rachel Perez West, Alyssa Sullivan, Jacqueline Mahan, Amber Mamosner, Katina Cutting, Christy Jonka, Stephanie Etherington, Jessica McConaughey, not to be confused with Matthew McConaughey, spelled a different way. Shannon Lehman, Laura Beaver, Angie Horton, Christina Heron, Leanne Jacobs, Jessica Mitchell, Andrea Waymaster, Christy McLaughlin, Crystal Edmonds, Cynthia Likery, Tracy Walker, Jordan Tellinger, Diane Winton, Stephanie Russell, Audrey Barrera, Ashley Lewandowski, Aja Gregory, Carrie Schultz, Jill Keith, Marcy Engelston, Madeline Craven, Deidre Neal, Sandra Grable, and Bradley Thomas. So kudos to all you senior stylists. If you're a senior stylist, put your hands up, a new one or a current one. That is awesome. That means you guys have at least 2 people you've brought into the business, which is so exciting. It's so fun to work with other people. Okay, then let's go to team leader. 19 new team leaders. First step in leadership. You get in our leader group. We have leader chats. You get to be part of planning things. It's super fun. Sometimes we have different leader activities. Our new team leaders: Carol Gwindon, Tracy Mabio, Sarah Cullen, Martha Dombrowski, Kimberly Kamer, Kelly Van, Karen Casey, Elizabeth Lemmer, Tressa Haynes, Sandra Simpson, Jillian Lippert, Veronica Armijo Garcia, Jessica Rotondo, Devin Millay, Cassandra Johnson, Corey Sloan, Ashley McCullough, Shaylee Livernoy, and Charles Stout. Congrats to those 19 new team leaders. If you're a team leader on this call, the old Zoom link got sent out on the call calendar. So I'll be re-emailing you and reposting a new Zoom link for senior stylists and team leaders for our new call on Wednesday. A little tidbit. Okay, director. 4 new directors, which is super exciting because I'm having a director and up party at my house this weekend. So these new directors got invited to come with us to have a fun outside party before it gets too cold. All right, so director, Christy LaRue, Donna Schleif, I should know your last name, Donna, Savannah Wallace, and Jessica Mosley. Congrats to our 4 new directors. Woo! That means they have a team leader and 2 senior stylists. And 1 new senior director, that's our highest ranking this month, so I think we need a drum roll.
Woo!
Miss Erica Lewis.
Yay, Erica.
So congrats. That means Erica has a director and 2 team leaders. So that is amazing, you guys. Like I said, I'm so excited. I can't even go through all the names. You'll see in the newsletter, it's just pages. One of my favorite ones I do, though, I started a couple months ago, is also the top in sales in your state. I think that's been super fun to watch people excel in their state. That means you're top on our team in your state. So that one will be published soon when I put all these up. So congrats to everybody, you guys. We have an amazing, all right, I'm gonna meet you guys now. Okay, there we go. We have October is awesome. Darlene's gonna give us all the updates, but Darlene, I'm sorry, I'm giving the best. I just have to say the best one. Do you want to say the best one? I was just gonna say October is my favorite month because of all the releases.
Yeah.
I just love all the releases. As you guys know, tomorrow is our breast cancer awareness, 2 strips. They're beautiful. Those always are popular. Mine are really pathetic right now. I have the very first set of breast cancer nails from 3 years ago. I did not treat them well this weekend. So they're not looking pretty. Those come out tomorrow. Then we will also have Thanksgiving release and holiday release this month around 3rd-ish week. So again, they're not going to give us set dates, but you guys get your nail bars booked. So we're going to talk all about hostess coaching today to get you ready for those nail bars. So your hostesses get people in those parties and you can be successful with these sets. We also have a call Wednesday with Sherry McAllister. It was supposed to be last Wednesday. We had a lot of people on there, but Sherry's internet did not work. We She still couldn't get it. We practiced today. She has it. She will be there on Wednesday. So she's going to talk to you about how to set up your fall, you guys. So make sure you can get on that too. I know it's 2 in a week, but you know, she has some, and both calls, you know, this and that one will be recorded. Okay, Darlene, I'll let you do all the rest of the good announcements. I'm sorry, I stole the best one.
Sure if that one was it or if it was the we are going to 3 instead of 2 limit. And I don't know if that went live today when it was supposed to. I wasn't sure because I was out and about and had appointments. So I hope it went well for everyone. With the did it come with the restocks? Does anyone know if the 3 was lifted with the restocks? Did anybody get on today for the restocks?
I didn't get on today.
I didn't either.
Oh my gosh, out of 97 people, did nobody get on?
Rebecca, she was,
stacks.
Rebecca said she saw it. It was unlocked. It was like 4 o'clock. She said it.
Oh, cool.
So yay.
Okay, so as Deb mentioned, tomorrow is our breast cancer awareness ribbons that come out tomorrow, or not ribbons, but our nail strips that come out tomorrow. The company is donating $200,000 between 4 different organizations, as you probably read. Today, they told us that the company thus far, and we got to announce that kind of last week, I think, that the company has thus far donated over $2 million to charitable foundations. So that's kind of exciting. We were able to get a couple pictures, so we can share those on our pages and stuff too, that kind of say $2 million. It's a big deal for a company that's only 3 months old, or three months old. We've gone through a lot together in 3 months, haven't we? All right, so on to the announcements that they had. They had commissionable volume for September. I'm just going to share that $53.2 million for all of September, and close to 12,000 stylists. I think Colby had it on his thing. It was more towards 11,000. And she went through the promotions, which I don't know if we need to do that. There were quite a lot of promotions. Let me see here. So the questions are kind of the things that we probably should talk about a little bit. Are you no longer going to be doing Saturday restocks? They said since the inventory has been better on the website, that they felt it was not necessary to add on Saturdays. So they're only going to be adding them when the inventory is critically low. Okay. Although they did add some restocks on Saturday that I was kind of like really upset I didn't get a chance to get on there for. I saw that ex-girlfriend come back. But that's okay. That's the name of our business, right? I have found a lot of stylists on my team, including myself, are having issues with the new fall sets being more dried out and chipping. Has a company got any reports of this? They said they have not seen anything out of the normal with the defective claims or complaints of dryness. So please be sure to reach out to customer service as they check the quality. They kind of messed up the word verbiage here, but they track it and they review all the complaints to make sure that, you know, that maybe it was a certain lot. So make sure that you get that reported into customer service. Night Terror and Boo Crew are the only ones that are going to be restocked of the Halloween. And there will not be any Halloween petites. I'm not going to go over that. The technology question. They talked about why there's not a discount for upgrading to FedEx for host orders, and they're going to look into that because normally they have free shipping at $3, the regular standard shipping, and so then FedEx is usually like $8, and they're asking if there could be like a discount because they are offered free shipping. So they're going to discuss that. Missing sets, they talked about that for shipping. They're constantly looking at ways to improve for accuracy of shipping. Most likely the increase in orders created more mistakes potentially at certain times. If you just talk to customer service, they will always make it right for you though. They asked if a stylist goes inactive and then reactivates within a few months, will they still be able to cash the rewards for the app rewards? And they said yes, those rewards will still be available to them. And I've noticed that for a stylist that reactivated, she still had Hostess rewards that she could redeem. So those kind of stay in the system when they come back and reactivate. Okay, so Deb, I don't know if you want me to talk about that or not, about the the resealing of the strips. The company, someone asked, I think it addressed that when we share the product and do application videos or posts, that we're not encouraging our customers to use resealed sets. Okay, Deb, do you want to address that, or do you want me to? I can do it.
What if you want to go ahead?
So here's the thing. The company says that our strips are for a one-time use, okay? That being said, we know we do a lot of mixed manis. I mean, look at my nails. They're all mixed, okay? We do a lot of mixed manis. I know personally, I do not throw away my extra sets, but the package does say do not reseal. So here's what I say to my customers, and I don't know if Debbie, I'm going to say what I said in our chat today. So I say the company says that these are for a one-time use. That being said, I know that I take my original, my leftover strips, put them back in the original packaging, because we've learned that that is a non-permeable plastic, and use some sort of heat sealing and save them, yes, at your own risk. Jackie McGowan, thank you. Save them at your own risk. And like a bottle of nail polish, if you guys have ever taken a bottle of nail polish and saved it, even after you've opened it, and go to open it again, it's all sticky and yucky, you can kind of explain that to them. It's 100% nail polish. So if you're closing that back up, hoping to get more uses out of them, and you go back a year from now and try to use them, sometimes it might be good. Sometimes it might be that that dried up bottle of nail polish, okay? I've used strips that have been a year old, but put them in the freezer, someone said. Yeah, so they're just saying, don't tell them that if you reseal the strips, you can use them again. That's the bottom line, right, Deb?
And the other thing I add to my customers too, I say, so if you want, look at it that it's a bonus if you can reuse it. You're not allowed to be mad at me if you can't. But yes, Amanda Rebecca taught me the freezer, and I've had zero issues with the freezer, but I tell them, so if a friend loves your polish, please don't let them come over and put on the polish that's from your freezer. They will never have the same experience you did with Color Street, because second time through, it's probably not going to last as long. And we want them to get the experience that you get on the first time through. So don't give a friend your leftovers unless you're doing them right then and there. So, because that is one of the biggest issues, you guys, is they then bring someone over, they try it, it lasts a week instead of 2 weeks, and now you have somebody who might have bought Color Street that doesn't. So you really are kicking your feet out from under you if you don't tell your customers this. So I'm just frank with them, because I never used to sell. I used to actually discourage mixed manis because I felt guilty, but I do sell for mixed manis now that I've learned the freezer works so well. But I always tell them that, because I don't want them to come back at me upset, and I don't want them to pass it on to their friends.
Right.
So that's I use the same lingo, but add that.
Okay. So do you want me to show the slides that Colby showed us today, or do you want me to just go over the last one with what's coming this fall?
I think just go over it. You don't need to show all the slides.
Okay.
If we have time at the end, but I'd rather get to hostess coaching.
Absolutely, I agree. So the last slide that he showed us today was talking about what's coming this fall, and Debbie did talk about Thanksgiving collection mid-October, holiday collection mid-October, not the same week probably, they said. Black Friday will be late November. They have moved the limit to 3, and the next step will be to move it to 4. I did kind of learn a really fun, the reasoning behind it today. He had a graph, and at the beginning of COVID, they only had like maybe a day or two's worth of nail strips at any one time on the website. So when they're releasing these to be, so that we can buy 3 or 4 of more, right now they currently have, I think they said the production has gone up to 10,000 an hour. Did I hear that, Deb? I don't know if somebody heard that, but so the production is able to do more because they've added another production line. So that was kind of interesting to know that, oh my gosh, we only had at one time like a day or two's worth of inventory on there, which is why they had to do the limit. And until that limit gets back up to where they feel like they, it won't be detrimental to the stock that's on the website. That's why the limit's still there. Technology, they are moving to a new credit card processor, which is going to help with all the credit card processing. And he did say that we won't notice the difference, but it'll kind of be in a queue in the, they're going to do a queue system. So it's going to be kind of in the virtual, and like kind of in behind the scenes. So it could be like 10 seconds in the queue, could be 30 seconds in the queue, but it's going to help with those, any of the ghost orders and things like that. PayPal is coming. They said 35 to 45 days. I think Colby said on the call. A nail bar report is being added, and I think that's for leaders to track how many nail bars that their team is doing. And they are going to be adding the follow-up tool to the app. If you guys caught the Connect the Dots from the gal that did it for Follow-Up Friday, I can't remember her last name, but she did a phenomenal job talking about follow-up. And so there's going to be a follow-up tool added to our Applicate app in the near future, in this fall. Customer support is building their team. They're adding more people to the team, creating a more productive process on the front end. And they're adding new recognition for the Diamond National Executives. They're going to have a wall with like a shadow box for them, and they're actually going to be creating their own nail strip for them that they get to help design, and they get like 100 of them to give out as they see fit. I thought that was really sweet to do that. One of the things that he did talk about that I thought was really, really, really important to know is that he showed a graph of how the company was growing in terms of sales over the last few months, and he showed where it was, how it went March, April, and the growth was like 80%, which was really, really good. But then when we got into those summer months, we were growing at like 300%. And that was just, you just don't know how long you can sustain that kind of growth, which is why we had a lot of out of stocks and why things were just kind of, really just, crazy good business, right? So when we came to September, if you look at September, it's not that much lower than like August and July and June, but it's still higher than like the April, May months. And it's still actually above that 80% growth that we had last year. So while some people were struggling a little bit in September saying, oh my gosh, my sales weren't as good, your sales were probably about where they normally would be for this time of year, because people are trying to get back into a routine and a regular year. But now with COVID, people are trying to figure out how to get back into a routine with their kids being at home, and with, teachers, we have a lot of teachers on our team in Color Street as a whole, and teachers trying to get back into some sort of routine to get, even to teach their classrooms too. So, all of us have kind of like experienced a slowdown of like how many people are willing to do parties right now. So that's kind of difficult. So the follow-up will really help, and hopefully this Hostess coaching will tie it all in for us, and we can get that going. Heidi Rich, do you have a question? Oh, she looked like she had her hand up. She's muted.
Until she's talking to someone else or to us.
She looks like she's praying. Are you praying for us, Heidi?
Just gotta be and did you guys notice last week, I think it was Thursday or Friday, how when you get an email now, when someone places an order in the party, it says it on there finally. So you don't have to go and search out which party and look through Manage Party. That was huge. That was a really nice thing for them to add. So little by little, we're getting some but the announcements today, I just felt like things are really beefed up for some really good stuff to keep us going. So very, very exciting. So thank you for sharing all that, Dar. It was a real informational call today, I felt, with lots of stuff. That's why I felt like we needed to share that with you guys.
And Debbie,
If people haven't watched Connect the Dots yet, they need to watch it because Colby did go live and show the production. So it is huge, I think, for everybody just to go in there. And if you don't have time to watch the updates, check out him going into the office, watch those packages going. He's telling us how many they're producing an hour. And then he showed us one of the breast cancer ones early, but just being able to see what they're doing in New Jersey in the moment really puts into perspective how hard people are working for us to be able to run our business. So if you have not checked that out, please check that out.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you guys, anybody else have anything to add before we go into our training? Okay, so we have to talk about we get to, what am I saying, have to. Talk about hostess coaching. You guys, we are a party plan business. That is what makes our business roll. That is what gives you, we have 3 things we can offer somebody at any time. We can offer them the product. We can offer them to buy the product as a customer, to get the product free as a hostess or half off, or to get it free and make money on it, right? As a consultant. So we can do all of those things, offer them all 3 things. So you can find all 3 of those things in one shot if you do a party. So for those of you who are just, you might be talking to people here and there, if we could get you to see the benefit of having a party, of getting 8, 10, 12, 20 women or men in a Zoom, in a live party, in a text party, in a Facebook party, however you do it, but you get a chunk of them all at once, you might be able to find all of those things at once. You might have the people who buy. We always hope to book 2 parties from that and someone to sign up. All right. So parties are huge, which if we did a great training last month, if you want to watch the replay when different people spoke on that. The amazing thing about our business is nobody does exactly the same. We always learn new things because everybody does it different. And that's why it's fun having a panel of people. So you guys are going to hear from 5 different people tonight who are just going to tell you some of their tips with what we think is crucial to a party. It's crucial to work with your hostess. You guys, they don't know you. These people don't know you. They know the hostess. That's who they trust. They're not going into this party because Nikki Benning invited them to a party. They're going in because they know Deb Meeks, who is their friend who invited them to the party. They want to buy because they want Deb Meeks, that's her friend. They want her to get free stuff. They're not buying. They might eventually trust you to buy from you, but they go in the party because of the hostess. So you guys are going to hear what people do with their hostesses and why it is so important and what you should do with her to make a party successful. Okay, so Amanda Rebecca is going to go first. Then we have Erica Lewis, Nikki Benny, Dina Doyle, and Devin Millay. All right, so let's start with Amanda. And
Hi guys. All right, I'm going to share my screen, okay? Can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, you're good. I can see you shaking your head. Okay, so I am a teacher, which is why I had to do this. Let me see here. It's just easier for me so I don't miss anything. I'll just kind of walk you through this. So I am a senior executive director, and my jam has been Facebook parties for a while. So I think, many of you guys I know had to switch to Facebook parties. Some of you guys are newer and just getting the hang of it. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not the best hostess coacher. And I know Debbie asked, leaders to present, and she got crickets for a while because I always feel like people just don't feel like they hostess coach well enough. Or at least I don't. There's things I wish I did every time. I get better, or I get in grooves where I'm better, and then I kind of slip back depending on how many parties I have. But you really have to work with your hostess. Can you do all of these things and it's still not a great party? 100%. Okay. But I know that I'm doing all that I can if I'm running the party well and I'm doing some good hostess coaching. So then I don't worry about a zero or worry about $100. I really don't. I book my calendar, like Debbie just said, at least 2 parties from a party, so that I can have those parties that aren't going to be so great. But there is just this dimension of working with your hostesses that's super important. So I'm just going to run through some of the things that I do in really no particular order. I don't use these all every time. There are certain things I do, and I'll just kind of share as we go. So here are a few graphics. I don't know, let me just minus myself there. But here are just a few graphics that you could use. I have gotten these from different places, from graphics groups. You can make your own. You could just send some of, you could do word swag. I use Canva and word swag together a lot. I didn't make either one of these. I just found them, and these are just things that I may share with her at some point. The things for booking with me, I've done before. I'm usually in close contact with her anyway, so I don't use this graphic all the time. Now, if it's a little bit further out, I may send that to her, but otherwise, I always confirm the date with her. When I offer nail bars, I always give them 2 dates to choose from, and then right away, I get that date down, just so she knows, and then depending on how far out it is, I may touch base with her more or less. It just depends. Hold on here. I don't know why it's not moving for me. Oh, there we go. Now it's going to jump in. Okay. So this is, I just put a couple scripts on here that I use. And you can feel free to, to use them, and I can share them in our, our team page, Beautifully Polished. But this is something that I send to her to send out ahead of the party. So I want her reaching out. We all want our hostesses to reach out personally, right? And so how I do that is before the group is even started, I send her a script like this. I like to use Google Forms, but so where it says fill out the form here, that's just a hyperlink, and it goes to a Google form where they can request a sample. The reason I like to do this for a couple things, one, I like people to try the product, but 2, I like her to start messaging, and without having a group to just click the invite button, I do have some pretty good success with this. Now, I'll admit sometimes, again, parties sneak up on me. I may not have sent her this, and then I maybe only do a day or 2 lead time. So it just depends, but either way, it's super helpful just to get her messaging, because ultimately that's how we want her inviting. Again, these are just 2 graphics I found. The one on the left is just, this is a very simple, this was from Poppin' Party. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I know I have some stuff on it on my page. I know Debbie does on hers, and a lot of leader groups do. But this is just a really quick way to give her an invite. And I always give her a script for inviting, whether it's this simple, usually mine are a little bit longer, but you want to really take baby steps with her. You want to pretend like she has no idea what she's doing. And so you want to give her every little thing that you can in a script to send out, instead of just saying, make sure you message your friends. Don't just click the invite button. This is one way for her to do that if you just send her that script. I'll also include in the script her Facebook group, so that way people can just click right into the group from there. Hostess tic-tac-toe, I've done this sometimes. Again, this is something I do consistently. It's a great idea though, because it incentivizes her. You could give her, it says a bonus prize. That could be a nail file, that could be a bonus set, could be accent polish, could be mineral fusion that you can order from Amazon, whatever it may be. Encourage her to do those things, and I guarantee she's going to have a successful party. Now, this is what I really want to talk about, because Debbie just mentioned, there's 3 things from every party. There is obviously sales, and then obviously getting new parties, right? Booking parties, but also potential stylists. So the message here, actually either one of these I've used, they're very similar to each other if you can see them from your device. But it basically just says, hey, your party's getting started. I wanted to reach out to you and ask if you've ever considered a side hustle. If so, this party could be yours. You could earn commission and hostess rewards, and I would still run it. I always like to offer ahead of time, because I've had many decide at the end of their party and they kick themselves for not doing it or giving it a go before. It's no problem either way. I always say that. I always say something to let her out. I don't want her to feel pressure that I'm trying to get her to start a business. But this has happened to me many times. And I have many girls on my team right now who told me no at this point. I get no a lot, way more than I get yes. But I got a yes today. I got a girl that responded to me and said, yeah, actually, I really want to do that. And so we're kind of working out how we might start this party if she doesn't buy her kit today. So we're working out when she can buy her kit. So anyways, I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't asked. Very few times do they reach out to you. So even if she says no, all I'm doing is planting a seed. So if her party is successful, I've had people flip in the middle. I've had people wait till the end, right? I work to book parties for myself because I want to keep my business growing in terms of my personal business. But also I book parties because if she has a great party and then I get a couple bookings, then I offer again at the end of the party. And I say, hey, I know you weren't interested or you weren't really, wanting to pull the trigger right away at the beginning of the party. Now that you see you have a great group of friends who totally love the product, I already have a couple bookings. They could be yours. I could help you run the first one. Would you be interested? And again, she might tell me no. That's okay. She's going to be in the next round of parties that I have. And sometimes it takes them 6 months. Sometimes they just host for me again or just become a great customer. But I'm always sprinkling those seeds. And that was really what I wanted to contribute to Hostess coaching, or just some ideas and just always offering the business to her, because you absolutely never know who's actually going to be interested. And that's all I have. So hopefully someone can, I didn't want to steal anyone else's. There's not a ton for Hostess coaching.
Thank you, Amanda. But everybody uses different lingo, different ways. Even if it's doing the same thing, they may say it different. And that way may connect with someone else. So it was amazing. And everyone's hoping in the comments that you can post those graphics in Beautifully Polished.
Okay.
All right, perfect, thanks. All right, Erica, you are up.
Hey everybody. All right, so I'm going to talk about making the Hostess your new BFF and flipping the Hostess. Building the relationship is huge. So when I get a booking from someone that I don't know, the first thing I do is I send them a friend request and I get the conversation started in Messenger. And I always tell my team the magic happens in Messenger. I literally do everything in Messenger. So the first thing I'm doing is I just want to learn about them. Some of my last hostesses, I learned how they met the previous hostess. They used to work together in Disney, and she was in her wedding and she was planning a Disney trip. Another hostess, I know that she inherited a 40-year-old parrot. I learn random stuff about them. And then I try to relate to them and we just become friends. I don't just talk to them about Color Street and their upcoming party. I like to build the relationship so that way I can build trust. Sometimes people just need a friend and be that for them, especially with what's going on. So when you think of parties and your next hostess, do you typically think, yes, I got a booking, I'm going to make some nice commissions, I'm going to meet my goal? Or do you think, I can't wait to get her so much free Color Street and I'm going to save her so much money by hosting this party for her? So if you think the first one, I need you to flip your mindset, because you want to focus on what benefits them, and they're going to notice the genuineness behind your actions. So when I do my parties, I don't focus on the commission I'm going to make or the goal that I'm going to hit. I like to party to help my friends earn free Color Street and save them a lot of money. And once I started focusing on that, everything kind of just started falling into place, especially with building the relationships. Because once you start building that relationship from when you get that party booking, when you ask them to flip this party into their launch, they're going to be more apt to say yes, because you've already started building that trust with them and just becoming their friend and just being relatable, and they might think it's fun to do it with you or give it a shot. Let's see. I have notes. So the next thing that I do, once I start building the relationship with them, then I'll ask them if they want to turn it into their launch to make commission. Don't make the decision for them and think, oh, she won't want to do this with me. Because when someone agrees to host a party with you, they're already halfway to becoming a stylist anyways, because you already know they love the product. And they're kind of already doing what a stylist does with inviting their friends and posting in the party. Sometimes you can get them to go live. So every single hostess before the party gets started, the scripts that Amanda posted, those are awesome. Something that I say is before we kick off your party, I just have one quick question that I ask all my hostesses. Have you ever thought of doing this with me? I would still do your party as planned, but you would make the commission along with the hostess rewards. I'd rather a hostess join before because that will help her get started towards her bonus qualify. And then that way she can use that party as an example to do her future party. So it just helps her get off to a strong start. And then a no is often just a not right now. So don't take it personal, because sometimes they just need you to tell them why you think they would be good at it. A lot of times they think, oh, I don't have the time, or I don't know a lot of people, but give them the compliments to help build their confidence. And just as an example, I had 2 friends join me in the last few months that I've been asking them for 2 years. So it took them 2 years of no's before they said yes. So never take the no personal, and it's just a not right now. So that's all I got for you.
That was awesome, Erica. It is so important to treat them like your best friend. And I love how you get to know them and take time, because I mean, I'm at fault. I don't always do that. You know, I ask them all those extra questions. So I love that you do that. That is a very good point to bring out. So thank you so much. And then we have Nikki over here. Oh, hang on, you're muted, Nikki. There you go.
Now, okay. Hi, I'm Nikki Benning. So I have to say, same as Amanda, I don't feel like I'm fabulous at hostess coaching, but there are some things that I do that I think are better when I do them, that I don't always remember to send all the pieces. Just like Amanda said, sometimes I'm better at it, other times I'm not as great. But my plan that works when I use the whole thing, I think everybody that's not brand new probably has heard of the BAM party plan, and there's documents in the Beautifully Polished group to see that and get the language from there. And it has the hostess coaching scripts that that a lot of us are using. So I use language based on the BAM script. But when I first learned about that program, I also created this tracking sheet, which I think is also in Beautifully Polished in the files. What this does is I have on the left side of it, I have all the coaching messages that I want to send. So a message telling her that I've created the party and here's the rules for inviting. And then I mark off that I sent that. And then I can tell her to start inviting and send her a script. And I check off that I did that. And that helps me go through and make sure I don't skip that flip the hostess message, and that I don't skip the setting a party goal with her message, so that all those pieces that I know that I want to do get done. If a party sneaks up on me and I'm hurrying and I don't have the whole 4 days to have that lead time to make sure I get everything, then pieces get missed. And I feel like they don't usually go as well when those pieces get missed. So for that, I just try to make sure I try to always schedule my parties on the same day of the week. So my start day is always the same. It's the ones that say they can't do a Wednesday or whatever, that now I've got a random party on a Tuesday or a Thursday, and it throws me off a little bit with my calendar. But if I use this and stick to it, I feel like it makes a huge difference. What I am thrilled about, though, is Erica talking about, and Amanda talking about sending messages like a week or two before the party, because I always start 4 days before. Okay, your party group is ready. And I'm not good about giving the preliminary leading up to that. So I'm excited to add that in. That's all I got.
More amazing advice. See, I knew you guys would all do so perfect together. I love it. That's great, Nikki. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. And next On our list, we have Dina.
Thanks, Debbie. Hi, you guys. Okay, I just jotted down some of the things that I say to my hostesses. And I've been in Color Street for 3 years now, and I'm constantly tweaking my hostess coaching. Like everyone has been saying, I don't feel like I'm like a rock star at hostess coaching by any means. So I just kind of like tweak and take things that I've found from other people. In my mind, when I think of hostess coaching, I think of a coach. Like I think of in a sport, like if I've ever watched a team, like what makes a good coach? Somebody who gives good information and is very positive and very supportive. So I always try to play on that mindset of a good coach in other areas of life. And I think attitude is everything when it comes to hostess coaching. Like this hostess might be doing you a favor. She might be like, oh, I don't really want to do this. Or she might be feeling a little apprehensive thinking, I don't have the friend group. Maybe they're not going to buy. So it's our job to be like, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be so much fun. I always say fast, fun, and easy. Like those are the 3 words I say all the time. This is going to be so fast, fun, and easy. I am so excited to hook you up with free polish. So I just try to be extremely positive and excited about this. So she feels like, okay. So one of the things I have found is some of the parties, like Amanda said, we could do all the things and still not have high sales. And a lot of times I've had hostesses say to me, I'm so sorry, it wasn't a good party. And I always say, it was a great party. I look at any time I can offer the opportunity to share Color Street as a success. And it might not be about the sales. It could be people have joined your Facebook group, your VIP group. It could be maybe you got one sale and they become your return customer. Maybe that stylist ends up joining your team because she thinks if she has the product and she sells it, it may be different. So I always say to her, every party where I get to share Color Street is a huge success, and you're giving me the chance to share Color Street. So it's a win-win no matter what. So I always want her to feel really confident with that. Let's see. I also try to look at the hostess as a potential future stylist. Like everyone was sharing, I definitely want to flip the hostess. I would love for it to be sooner, but sometimes it's later. I mean, it may come down the road. So every time I do a Facebook party and I'm hostess coaching, I think everything I'm sharing with her is kind of like training for when she does join. Because in my mind, I'm like, I know she's going to eventually join. So I always look at it as to everything I'm sharing with her, I want her to then replicate it for when she does join. So I try to do as much as I can to give her the scripts that were shared, the graphics, and to kind of coach her up with that. Some things that I always say with the hostess when I'm trying to think of her joining, I say, you could totally do this. You're pretty much doing it anyway. I say things like, you've got what it takes. And I always share, this is one of the best parties I've had. You are doing such a great job, because the hostess needs a little bit of, positive feedback. I mean, we all respond really well, whether it's at school, in a job, Color Street, as a hostess, we respond well with that recognition. So I try to pump her up and let her know that she's doing an awesome job and that this is one of the best parties I've had and that she's one of the best hostesses that I've seen. And then I like to identify some of the things she's doing well. You are so good at getting in there and commenting and liking. I love when you tag people. That is something that I have really tried to focus on, is asking the hostess to tag her guests within a post, especially the post where I'm announcing when I'm doing the live or when I actually do the live. And then the one that has like the shopping link, like the ones that are really important like that in the booking game. I definitely want the hostess tagging in those posts. I also, I'm not consistent with this, but I do try to have the hostess make the thank you posts. So I will send her who ordered. I will send her like at the beginning of the party, like 6 or 7 thank you graphics. And then I send her the thank you text and say, you could use this or you could tweak it. But if you want to send the thank yous, the hostess or the customers, your friends really love that. So I kind of, and then I pump her up like, that was seriously the most sincerest, nicest thank you. And I, of course, I'm only going to do it when I see that. And they usually are so great. It's a very authentic compliment. I also like to share with the hostess, part of the coaching is the mindset of they could do this. I like to share, like if it's a $300 party, I'll say, I have to share, I made $75 off of this Facebook party. I made $75 from posting on Facebook. This is your group. You could totally be getting paid. These are your people. And sometimes hearing that number and thinking $75 for this, maybe I could do this. And so I do like to share that as well. And then, okay, I'm almost done. I also send a message in Messenger. I totally agree that Facebook Messenger for me, I like to have that tracking of the messages I've sent, whereas sometimes in Facebook, it, if it's a voice message, it goes away. So I'll say things like, if you ever want to jump on board with me to get paid 5 times a month and to wear these for free or at discount, I'll help you every step of the way. You have an awesome group that could buy from you instead of me. No pressure, just a fun thought, and I'd feel bad not sharing. So whenever you say the no pressure, I'd feel bad not sharing, it is true. I want them to have that decision. And then lastly, I like to share, I like to ask the hostess if she will post a picture of what she gets when her rewards come in. So I'll say, I just placed your freebie order. What a fun, easy party. Will you post a picture of your rewards when they come in so people can see how easy it is to get free packs? I love hooking people up. So she always says, yes, of course, no problem. And then when she gets the rewards in, she goes in I ask her to do it in my VIP page. And then she'll go in and she'll like spread out the beautiful rewards and she'll say, thanks so much for the Facebook party. Look at what I earned. And so they need to be coached to do that. They don't know. I mean, some might just want to give you a thank you. But when you ask them to post the picture and you let them know you want to hook other people up with freebies, they are very willing to do that. And then that lets other people see what's in it for them for hosting a Facebook party. So fast, easy, and fun. And again, they are drawn to your attitude. They are drawn to this is fun, this is easy, no matter what. Anything that comes from this, whether it's even 5 people joining your VIP group, 1 person placing an order, I never want them to feel badly. I want them to know I appreciate them. I hope they're a seasonal hostess. If they have a good experience with you right now, maybe in 4 months, they'll do it again. And then in another 4 months, they'll do it again. So you want to make this as positive as you can. So they become a seasonal hostess and then hopefully join. One thing I always think about is I did a party not too long ago for another direct selling company because I was like, yes, of course, I would love to support another direct seller. I figured I could probably learn some tips and tricks for what they were doing in their party. And so I went live in this person's party. And I was like, she's going to love that I'm going live in her party because I would love if somebody went live in my party. I mean, that's something we want for our hostesses to do. And she sent me a message and said, oh, would you mind not going live and would you mind not posting because it's pushing down my messages and that's not really how I run my parties. And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. It's just something that I normally do. So I just kind of thought, but no problem. I absolutely understand. So what stuck with me from that experience is everybody has a method, a system, a routine, but we never want to let that structure interfere with, because I kind of felt like, oh, I hope I didn't mess things up for her. Like I felt badly. But then I was like, well, it's okay. But I just use it as a reminder to always encourage, support, no matter what. It's just fun, it's fast, it's easy. And I want them to always, the hostess to always feel like hey, if you want to post, you want to do a live, whatever you do, I'm not that rigid that it has to go perfectly as planned, because I want them to see that nothing has to be perfect. It is fun and easy. So even if something comes up that wasn't really how we had it planned, that's okay. We just roll with it and always keep it positive and fun and exciting and super easy. So attitude is definitely everything with the hostess coaching. Thank you, Deb.
Tina, thank you. Lots of great verbiage. I like the $75. I never thought of it that way, that, yeah, $75 to spend your phone. That's not, most people wouldn't mind making $75 on their phone.
Right.
That's great. All right, and last but not least, we have Devin. She's probably our newest leader and one of our newest stylists on here to share. So the people you've heard from right now are pretty seasoned. So now we can get a perspective if you're thinking, holy cow, I'm new. How am I going to be able to do all this? She's one of our newer stylists, and now she can share, not having been that long, what she does as well.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for inviting me. I'm super excited to be here. So as Debbie has already said, I am new to our team. I am 4 months new to Team Beautifully Polished. And I have had, I would say a pretty successful track so far. And I think that a lot of that honestly comes from being genuine and making sure that you make everything personal. So I've heard a lot tonight about hostess coaching in terms of flipping that person, making them your friend, making sure that you get to learn something about them that makes, that establishes a relationship and makes that relationship unique. And I have played onto that extensively. So I'm going to take kind of the new stylist approach and say, some of us may not have a huge network at the beginning, and that's okay. When you're growing your VIP, when you are first starting out, it's really important. One, we want to get everybody free polish. That is key, right, to convincing hostesses to host with you. But one of the things that I found super effective up front, especially with gaining like my first web, right? So we start these webs, we create a network, and then we hope that one person is going to turn into 2 and 2 is going to turn into 4, and it's just going to continue to grow. But how do we get those first 5, right? There's probably a lot of new stylists on here. There are probably people who have been doing it for a long time and are still struggling with how to book some of those parties. So booking parties, I make it personal. And then when I take that and I convert it into how to host those individuals, it depends on kind of what was that foundation, right? Some of the people I'll talk to and I'll be like, hey, I am so excited to get you polished, but I want you to know that it means so much to me because you're helping me grow my network. And so I've actually returned the favor to a couple of friends as well, like Dina had said, and hosted another party for someone who was also in direct sales. And at the end of the day, I think a lot of the people who have helped me get to where I am did it because they also wanted to help me. So yeah, I want to help them. We want to get them product, but they also want to help me grow, introduce me to new people. And so I am always making sure that I'm thanking my hostesses for introducing me to people. So one, you want to do it your own way, and you know that the hostesses know their audience. So I have scripts very similar to what we've seen. I message them in Messenger the week before a party. I let them know kind of the expectation. I also give my hostesses a script to send out as individual invites to their friends and family, coworkers, family, friends, etc. And then I create a group. I make sure that they have the group link, that they are able to invite everybody to that link. And then I also create graphics, things that they can post on their personal page so that if they didn't get an invite individually, that people can still join the group. And then I give them clear expectations. So this is what I'm going to do. Starting on Monday, for example, I'm going to start posting about Color Street up until the party. The party posts are going to start at X time and are going to include opportunities to earn raffle tickets. You'll want to make sure that your guests know that being present at the party or participating shortly after will get them chances to earn free product themselves. So I'm very clear about that. And then I set out the goals. I make sure that they know what the Hostess rewards are, and what their first tier goal is, and then really how we want to shoot beyond that. So I make sure that my hostesses know exactly what they're going to expect from me. And then I always make it extremely personal. So again, I always get back to this, I really appreciate you. You're helping me grow my network, and I'm just starting out in this business, and it means the world to me. And even if, we don't meet hostess rewards, which is the case for me on multiple occasions, I always say that it is so important that those relationships are even more important than the sales. And so I know that a lot of the other stylists tonight have mentioned that, but especially as a new stylist, it's important to make sure that, yes, you have a positive attitude, that people know that you're genuine and that you really want to help them earn free stuff, but that you're also really thankful that they're sharing their friends and family with you. So I always kind of take that spin, and I think that that's been pretty successful for me so far. With that being said, I guess that's, for the most part, all I have to add, because I think that all of the other stylists covered really the pro tips. I would definitely not call myself a pro, but I definitely find it easier when I know that I'm creating a relationship and a network with them, something that's going to be long lasting, and including them in my VIP. And that's been successful for me. So thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you all found this training to be helpful.
Thank you, Devin. So I'm going to keep you here for 1 sec, because she's 4 months in, but has come in, she enrolled 6 people last month. So are these people coming from to the month before? I'm not sure your numbers the months prior to that, but and she became a team leader. So she is moving quickly. So are these people coming from your parties, and do you feel it's the verbiage you're using and what you're doing from your parties for this enrolling?
Yeah, so I actually use something very similar that was mentioned earlier about kind of flipping the hostess, where before every single party, I always offer the opportunity. And the main reason I do this is actually because Nikki Benning, who spoke just a few minutes ago, she's my enroller, and she did the same thing for me. So I'm glad that you hit on that, because it is so important. Do not forget to offer that. You never know. Nikki's a complete stranger to me. Never met her. She offered me that opportunity, and I signed up the day of my party. She called me and she was like, hey, let's get you launched. And it was a complete it was kind of chaos, but it was so much fun. And because she offered me that opportunity and I recognize that, I've offered it to every single hostess, and not just hostesses. So I mentioned this in the behind the scenes, and I don't know if anybody or everybody has seen my video, but my biggest tip for enrollment right now is opportunity, and do not place judgment. If anybody has made 2 buy 3 get 1 orders, because I'm so new, I keep track of everything, right? It's not super hard for me because it's just still growing, right? So anybody that places 2 buy 3 get 1 orders, or is placing or posting pictures of their awesome nail fees in my VIP, I just straight up ask them. I say, hey, we have a really awesome opportunity with Color Street, and you're already over halfway to buying the kit with your purchases. If you think you're going to purchase any more, you should consider joining Color Street and becoming a stylist. And so I usually use phrasing kind of like that, and I do most of it through Messenger. And on my team, I actually only know 2 people. So everybody from my team, it's been, I don't know, it's been crazy, and I am really enjoying it. But it's all about relationships, honestly. It's finding that connection with people, and most of my people are at least 1 or 2 people removed from me at this point. And I think it comes down to 1, offering the opportunity, and 2, being proactive in that, hey, it looks like you really like it. Have you ever thought about it? So That's just
Great
been
advice, Devin. And I think it's so important for you guys to hear that this isn't somebody, like I said, I know the other people who spoke, we hear this often, well, you've been in from the beginning, you're experts because we gave you a lot of advice. Here's Devin, look at her talk. You would think she's been here 3 years, right? But she has clearly found what works for her in 4 months. So it is possible to put these, again, everything goes to investing the time into it, figuring out what works for you, and being willing to tweak and adjust. We're always tweaking and adjusting, right? And you get your groove on, and then you figure out, hey, this works, this doesn't. Oh, I need to do this different for this party. But everything about our business comes down to relationships. I mean, everything about it, from our hostesses to our stylists to our customers. So you heard every one of them weave that into their conversation somewhere. Everyone said build relationships, make that hostess feel good, make it your BFF, find out about her life, offer it to her, don't judge her. I mean, you guys all tied her in that she is really, really important. And that's what we need to remember. So thank you guys to everyone who shared. I was going to see if there was, I don't want to keep people on for super long, but if people have any questions or.
I just wanted to say something. I am speaking for Jillian. She didn't want to get on here and speak, but she came up with a great idea this week and was throwing it back to me. Not only doing the hostess coaching before, but working with your hostess after and getting feedback from your party. And so she sends out a questionnaire to the hostess in questions like, what did you like best about the party? Where do you think I could improve myself? She did some research to come up with certain questions. And so I threw it out to my party that I had on Friday, and my hostess answered. And so, you know, you have to be open to criticism, but I thought it was yeah. I mean, you know, we got to get, it's just like when we get all these no's for parties, you kind of have to be the duck the water rolls off their back, right? So but I'm all about learning how I can be better, because like I was telling Jackie and I were discussing what Jillian did, and the more eyes you have, like you're gonna see so much clearer with 4 eyes, 8 eyes, 16 eyes on a subject, as opposed to, because we get locked into the same way of doing things, right? And I just, you know, the beauty of our business is, you know, Jillian just became a team leader, but I'm learning from all my girls too. And I think
we learn from everybody every day. Doesn't matter.
Heidi, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the one that did the survey. So I did some research, and I wanted to get constructive criticism as to like make my parties better. One, I attended this because I suck at follow-up and hostess coaching. I'm absolutely awful at it. And then I always am looking for ways to improve and learn. So they said that as long as you are like right to the point, that people are more open with you. And I pretty much took questions like, how do you, would you recommend our product? So instead I did, would you recommend me as a stylist to your friend? So I took those types of business questions and I flipped it into Color Street. So I would be more than happy to share.
People are asking if you'll share your questionnaire. Do you mind posting it in
Absolutely.
Beautifully Polished? I think Amanda, did you post your graphics in Beautifully Polished? Because we have posting turned off, but Jillian, you'd be able to go under Amanda's.
Yeah, I
and
posted
put in the comments. So if we could keep it all, like everything people want from this call in one, it'd probably be easier for everyone anyway.
I can do that.
Perfect. Thank you. What a great way to look at it. But you're right. You have to have some thick skin. Like, what if they say, well, you know, you were great in your live, but we would like, you know, it would have been fun if you did this. You have to be able to go, okay, you know, I got to accept that because I just asked that question. So you do have to have thick skin and be ready for it. But gosh, what a great way to improve yourself. It might be something as little as, you know, we loved you live, but we would have loved to see you smile more. And all of a sudden you smile in your next one and boom, you capture the audience. So you just never know, something like that. That's a great idea. Nikki.
I'm just really excited to see this because I know a couple of us in my leg have had stylists that have signed up that were hostesses and then all of a sudden signed up with someone else. And you're like, what? Why? Like, what did I do wrong to send you somewhere else? So I'm liking the idea of being able to get that feedback to know what they like.
Because what if it's just one little thing that you're doing that rubs people the wrong way? And every group would be different, but what if it's just, or one thing they wanted to see more of? Like, gosh, I really wish she would have gone live because you don't go live, or I really wish you cut your lives down because you talk too much, you know? I mean, what if it's that same thing and you keep repeating it? You know, yeah, love it.
One of my things that I got for my feedback was that I didn't go live enough and I didn't play enough games for people. So I'm like, okay, and I can see where that's coming in and how I do my nail bars. So I was like, all right, so now for my next party, I'm definitely going to do more. So, and we'll go from there and see how it goes.
Well, and that's the other thing. You're going to get something. You're going to be like, ooh, I want to get another nail bar. So you're going to be more anxious to get your next nail bar to practice that. So then that's why you got to keep booking those so you can learn it, practice it at your next nail bar, maybe get some more stuff. Ooh, I'm going to practice this at this one. So yeah, what a great, love it. Anything else anyone want to add? Add or ask?
Maybe can I throw something in there really fast?
Of course.
So this was during quarantine. I haven't really been so consistent with it lately, which I should probably get back on it. But one thing that I found really helpful was when I was doing my virtual parties during quarantine, when I really wasn't getting face-to-face contact with people, I started to struggle with getting my hostesses to not just dump people into the group. Even when I'm texting them like a text message with the literal link, or like that's all you have to do, text it out to people, you know. So I really struggled with that. So I was trying to find a different way to do it. I watched some other videos and stuff, and some of you that are new probably haven't heard this yet, but what I found is I just grabbed an old purple mailer that I would get for my nail polish, you know, that came in. I'd print off the empty frank list, which there's a template somewhere for that, an empty wish list, and then I toss in a couple catalogs, a couple twosies, a couple prep pads, some order forms, and then a personalized thank you card to my hostess and a polish pack. So all of that then would get shipped to my hostess roughly 2 weeks-ish before the nail bar. So then once she gets her packet, she had, you know, 2-ish weeks to work with me on filling out her frank list and how to invite people, her wish list. And then, you know, I was kind of like, oh, she wants 10 polish packs. Then I knew where to kind of start with her on the hostess reward system. And like, well, if you want these, all 10 of them, this is where you need to start with, you know, money ranking wise and all of that good stuff. But it was fun for her to be able to open that package and see that she had all of that stuff. And then even if I did have people that were doing online nail bars, some of them were still going to work. You know, if they're working in a hospital, they're like, oh, I'm going to put the catalogs out in, you know, the break room, the conference room or whatever. And people then were grabbing them and the testers and everything. And so if you're doing online nail bars right now and you're struggling with, you know, getting your hostess on the same page with you because texting doesn't always work, a hostess packet, send it out 2 weeks in advance to them with all that information. I really found that really helpful.
Great tip, Ella. And you're right. People don't always think of it with an online party. I think they think of it with a in-person,
right?
But then because you're asking for samples beforehand, sometimes with the online, they don't think to send her something, or they send her gift of polish after, but not before.
The problem is we don't have enough doozies anymore.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Someone was saying something.
I was just saying, putting in the opportunity packet in my hostess folder. And also on Color Street, we have those Color Street folders. I always send everything in one of the Color Street folders.
Yep.
So
one thing that I've done with my pamphlets too is you write in them, like you circle stuff. You kind of like talk to the text with the pamphlets. So that when they open it up, it's not as overwhelming for them to read it all. You're like starring like, read this, or like, read this, or like, wow. And it kind of stands out to them more opposed to just sending the pamphlet. But that is one thing I put in there too. I like
Great
that
idea.
Good idea. Lots of amazing ideas. I hope everybody should have walked away with at least one new thing to try after this call, because there was a lot of great information today.
They need to restock koozies.
These folders that Heidi mentioned, they're perfect. If you have a business card, you can put a business card in here, but you can put your samples, your catalogs, and a couple order forms and a couple sheets of like the frank list is what I usually do, Ella too. And then they have like a really good one in her graphics group, the graphics group that is like tips for a fabulous nail bar. It's really, really pretty. And they fit in these envelopes that come from, it's just a flat like plastic envelope, but the folders fit in these perfectly. So you can still send them out first class if it's not over £1 pound.
Nice. Love it. How many stamps do you know?
It just depends on how much you have in there. Like like you have like, you know, I mean, how many catalogs? Like I don't send a ton of catalogs, but I do send about six of the twosies on the cards. And I send the sheet, and I usually don't send the pack of polish ahead of time because I like to have a secret stash for my hostesses that they get to pick out one that's like maybe older or retired that you can't get anymore. So I like them to pick that at the end. So it's kind of like a incentive kind of thing.
Do you tie it to what their sales are, or they get to pick it no matter what?
They usually get to pick it as long as it's a qualifying party. And I do like what Ella was saying. I highlight some of the things like I highlight at 300 because that's really our first goal. I don't really look at 150 as the first goal. I want them to get that free shipping and like at least like 7 packs of polish.
Right.
I think it makes it more worth their time. So I do highlight some things that I want them to kind of notice.
Amazing,
I have one thing
you guys. Who was that? Was somebody just adding something?
Sorry, Deb. That was me, Jackie.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to share that this was an awesome call, and I wanted to add on to what Ella said about that brochure. You guys take a Sharpie and write your hostess's name on the front. And then just like Ella and Dina, I know does this also, I personalize it. So where it says like what you can gain, like what you can earn, I'll write Punta Cana, and then I'll write where it talks about Mr. Park. I'll actually say, come to Orlando with me next summer and meet Mr. Park. When it has like the awareness strips, I'll put a heart around it. Just really personalize that brochure so it jumps out at her. That's all.
And go ahead and share your, you have your quote of how you treat your hostess.
I have a quote, like I just say, like, flirt with her, like treat her like a boyfriend. Treat her like a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I do. Always, like I take pictures of myself with my nail mail, and I'll be like, start stocking your your mailbox. Nail mail's on its way. And in that battle plan, you guys, I cannot stress this enough. And I think that everyone is so busy, and that battle plan looks, the revised version from April, it looks really overwhelming. But if you really study it, like just, there are little videos that Lauren Granado has done that I am mimicking. And her first video, she does a little, oh gosh, she does a, what do you call it? Like a little cheat word, code word at the end to see that your hostess has watched it. It has been so much fun. I've been sending my hostess videos to my hostesses, and when they say the word, like you could probably guess what my word is, but when they send it to me, it is hilarious. And then I know that they're ready, that they watched the video and they're ready for me then to send the script for them to personally invite people.
Is it leopard?
It's cheetah.
Cheetah.
It is so fun though. Like when I get it, like I kind of like get embarrassed, But you guys, it's all about branding. So when you are in your nail bars, you want to identify whether it's your favorite color, your favorite drink, a favorite glass, whatever it is, you want your party guests and your hostesses to start thinking about you when they're out shopping. So like, let's say you love apples and you have an apple in your background, you have an apple on your head, you have glasses that are apples. Just start trying to think of something that will help your party guests remember you over everybody else. So I intentionally have this kind of stuff on. I may not wear cheetah all the time, but in my parties, I've got cheetah on.
Very cute.
There's a gal that keeps asking about, Deb, there's a gal that keeps asking about Tuesdays. Like,
Yeah, are they going to restock? I'm about out. I've been out for like a month.
They restocked a couple weeks ago, but they ran out pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
They have not given a date on those. So I'm not sure when.
You guys, I can
hopefully very soon.
Yeah, and I know how frustrating it is. I had 11 parties in February and March, and I was ready to throw up because we had no Tuesdays, and I had none. Debbie was mailing me stuff. Mary Carr was mailing me stuff. I was freaking out. And I had to change the way I did business for a little bit, and I offered extra tickets for a free set. So anyone who did an early bird order, I was doing a free set for the early birds and a free set for the party. Or you could do like free shipping or tickets for free shipping for your early early birds.
Yep.
I know it's hard.
Well, I mean, I have a big stock, so I mean, I have no problem doing that, but it's nice to, be able to give my hostesses some samples to pass out.
I know. The other thing is that people are not really comfortable because of COVID sharing those samples. Mm-hmm. So I have been a little bit more stingy with them and just sending them a pack and saying wear and share with someone in your house. Take pictures, post them in your party. Free shipping or for an early bird. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I know it's getting late. I'll be quiet.
Well, lots of good stuff. We still have 65 people on here taking all this information in. All right, you guys. So people have been asking about the call. It sounds like graphics have been posted as far as scripts and stuff. We'll post any of that. And a lot of this stuff we have available, you guys. It's all in our resources in Beautifully Polished, or might be in your smaller team groups as well. And this call has been recorded. I'll have it posted by tomorrow because it takes a while to get it on YouTube from here. So I'll have it in the morning for you guys to rewatch if you want to catch anything, or tag your teammates or anybody if you think, I feel everybody can learn from it. So definitely pass it on and re-listen if you need to, and work with those hostesses and get those parties, because you guys, we got lots of launches this month. It's an easy way to be able to message people and say, be the first one of your friends to have a party. And, if they're all going to be buying holiday sets, let them all buy it with your shopping link. So it's real easy. All right, you guys. Thank you to everybody who contributed tonight, and thanks to everybody for hopping on. And we are all going to have a fabulous October leading into the holiday season. I love direct sales in the holiday season. All right. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Mwah.